Hello and welcome to Car and Bike. Meet the new Aprilia in town, the Aprilia Tuono 457. You probably already know that this is the street-oriented version of the RS 457 sport bike. So a naked version, so to speak. And we'll be riding it today briefly and telling you what is it all about. But before that, if you haven't yet, please do like the Car and Bike channel. Hit that bell icon so you get notified every time we ride a new bike or drive a new car. And you get to listen to us talk about how that bike is or how that car is. So let's get rolling, talk about the new Tuono 457 made in India. At first glance, the Aprilia Tuono 457 strikes a handsome pose. Its proportions, its fit and finish, its build quality and paint, everything looks premium on this motorcycle. Right from the tank shrouds, which gives it a sporty yet aggressive look, to the underbelly exhaust and the tapered tail section. This bike proportions to my mind are quite nice and looks premium from every angle you look at it. What could be a point of discussion, of course, the rather busy headlight design with those DRLs and the stacked headlamps, but that's again subjective. But the more time you spend with it, the overall design does begin to grow on you. Aprilia says the design went through several iterations before it was finalized to give this look with that headlight design, to give it distinctive appeal and also to cater to a younger audience, particularly in markets like Europe and the US. And that's how it looks like. Overall, I think to my mind, it is a premium looking motorcycle. It is a good looking motorcycle. One you would like to turn back and look at one more time. So yes, that's what the Tuono 457 looks like. You let us know in the comments what you think about the design. As you can see, it is based on the RS 457, but there are a lot of things different. For starters, that face, the headlight is completely new, newly designed headlight with vertically stacked lights there, and that is probably the polarizing factor of the Tuono 457's design. Personally, I didn't like it when it was rolled out on stage during the launch, but the more time I've spent with it, the design has begun to grow on me, and believe me, check it out in the flesh. Probably if you are still sitting on the fence about the design, you'll probably like it more when you see the bike in person. Now, of course, it's the Street Fighter version, so it's got a wider, taller, flat handlebar than the RS 457, and that has resulted in the new tank-shaped design also. Capacity is more or less the same. The RS 457 has 13 liters fuel tank capacity. This one has 12.7 liters, only 300 liters less than the RS 457. So seat height remains the same, 800 millimeters, and the weight, dry weight 159 kg, curb weight 175 kg also remains the same as the RS 457. Now Aprilia tells us, despite the fairing, full fairing gone, it hasn't resulted in significant weight savings, primarily because of that headlight and of course this wide single piece handlebar. Now ergonomics, if I sit on the bike, you can see that it's more upright. It's not really committed as the RS 457. You sit upright, but you still get a sporty riding position with rear set foot pegs. So it is still a sporty bike, and that's how you sit on the bike. It's more upright for everyday use. If you want to commute on it, you want to go ride it primarily in the city or maybe do long distance riding on it, this bike has a slightly more comfortable upright riding position. And engine remains the same. 457cc parallel twin engine makes the same power and torque, 47 knot bhp, 43.5 Newton meters of torque. But what has changed, however, is the gearing, shorter gearing. So it gets a slightly bigger rear sprocket, I think about 1 toot more than the RS 457. That has resulted in different gearing. We'll tell you all about it once we ride it. We'll be riding this bike in a minute, but let me just walk you through what all remains the same. So if you come this side, that beautiful aluminum frame exposed, and without the fairing, it's completely exposed from here till the headstock. So that aluminum frame is completely exposed. If you come this side, I will show you the swing arm. That also is finished in aluminum, but this is not aluminum steel, but finished in brushed aluminum look. So it gives a cohesive look with the aluminum frame of the Tuono 457. So same engine, and suspension is the same, 41 mm upside down forks from Gabriel with 120 mm travel, 320 mm disc and dual channel ABS, and of course it gets this 5-inch instrument console, full color TFT console. That's the console, and you get 3-level traction control, 3 riding modes, Eco, Sport and Rain. So that is the premise of the Aprilia Tuono 457, to make it more street friendly, better suited for everyday users. Now Aprilia wants to expand the base of the 457 platform, the customer base so to speak, and to bring in more street riders into the fold. People who perhaps will not want a committed bike like the RS457, who wants to use this bike primarily for everyday use, for a daily commute, occasional weekend rides, for long distance riding and the like. So it is a more practical, versatile motorcycle. That is the premise of the Tuono 457. From the moment you start off on this bike, it immediately comes across as an entertaining motorcycle. This, the Tuono 457, although based on the same platform as its full-fledged sibling, does feel different. That's because you're standing upright, and the gearing has made all the difference in acceleration and urgency as you click through the gears. The riding triangle is upright yet sporty, so if you want to ride it every day, this one is perfect for commuting, perfect for short bursts around town, perfect for a weekend blast with your buddies. And that wide handlebar does give you good leverage to handle the bike, particularly on a twisty road, and it is good fun to throw it around corners.
What a lovely, lovely engine! It's always been great on the RS457 and the Tuono 457. Nice! There's enough torque when you're on a corner, even if you're in a higher gear, there's enough torque to take you away. Lovely, lovely, lovely engine. And the soundtrack is superb. And the handling around a twisty road, superb, superb. That wide handlebar gives you leverage to take on the twisties. Superb engine, great handling. Couldn't ask for more from a street naked. Absolute hoot this bike is, absolute hoot. I think what could have been better are the brakes. Yeah, the brakes could have been better. Could have done with some more bite, more confidence. And when I started off, the brakes were biting fine, but now the bite is fading somewhat. So that's the only drawback I can think of, but otherwise, superb street bike. If you want to make it, this one will give you dollops of fun.
The Aprilia Tuono 457 has been priced at 3,95,000 rupees ex-showroom, which makes it roughly 25,000 rupees less expensive than its full-fledged sibling, the Aprilia RS457. At that price, the Tuono 457's immediate rivals are the Yamaha MT-03 and of course the Kawasaki Ninja 300. Even though you'd pay a slight premium for the Aprilia Tuono 457, I think it's still very good value at that price point if you consider the price to performance proposition that this bike offers. If I were looking for a street naked at that price bracket, this one will be on top of my list for sure. Certain things I don't like about the bike, that busy headlight, that's just me. You may like it. It somehow hasn't warmed up to me that much, particularly the cowl and the busy design of the headlight. But overall, the bike looks premium, looks very stylish, looks really good, and it does begin to grow on you, but this thing I'm not a fan of. But as a motorcycle, in terms of engine, the torquey engine, handling, leverage of the wide handlebar, and the way it goes on a twisty road, this is a real firecracker. But the torque is so good that you can carry speed around corners at a higher gear. So this will come in handy when you're riding it every day. So superb engine, superb platform, no complaints there. There's only one thing which could have been improved, and those are the brakes. They're not bad, they work pretty well when I started out the ride, but after riding it up and down Nandi Hills and going hell-bent for leather, feel on the lever has sort of started fading, and that's something which robs away the confidence which you need while you're belting entertaining sport naked like this. But I'd still say, great bike, take a test ride. This could be just the bike for you. Superb, had a lovely time.